Good evening, this is Anthony Michels calling from the Netherlands, and today we're going to discuss the problem with gold. And because of the credit crunch has renewed interest in the nature of money, and especially in the nefarious nature of interest-bearing fractional reserve banking, we are now faced with a discussion for monetary reform, and the clamor for a new gold standard has been gaining momentum. Many people seem to believe that real money should be based on gold. Basically, these people are called the Austrian School of Economics. Mises people and also other many libertarians, Rothbard, von Hayek, these kind of economists. The gold people suggest that gold is the best and basically only form of real money because nature has limited its supply, so that the amount of money in circulation cannot be inflated. It cannot be printed. Only gold can print gold, they will say. They often correctly analyze the current monetary system run by central banks to be a simple plunder operation, and the main tool of plundering, according to them, is the inflation-deflation cycle, the boom-bust cycle, the business cycle. The problem is they are completely blind to the role of interest. They even often will claim that interest is a normal free market pricing operation necessary to establish a price of money. But this is nonsense. Since banks in the current system create money by pressing computer buttons, the cost of money is so ridiculously small it is criminal to have its users pay hefty premiums. And I think very few people realize how hefty these premiums actually are, because do you realize that if you pay $100K home, so if you go out and take out a mortgage for $100,000 to be paid back over 30 years, do you realize that you will be paying $150,000 in interest over this $100,000 loan? So a $100,000 home actually costs $250,000, and if we then realize that all this money was created by pushing a few buttons in a computer system, I think we can all agree that something is badly amiss. The basic point of the basic case for gold is that it supposedly provides us with a stable supply of money. The problem is the gold standards of the past have seen massive asset bubbles and massive deflationary busts, and the cause of this is quite well known. All the gold is in the hands of very few people. These people are called the international bankers, the Rothschilds and the Warburgs and all these criminals. So if you control the gold, you can flood the market with what's in your vaults and lend it out at interest, and then you can easily create a deflationary bust by calling in the loans or stop lending. And this is what has been going on for centuries, and it doesn't matter if the means of exchange is paper-based or gold-based. If you control its supply, you will be able to create the boom-bust cycle. So gold will absolutely not solve this. It's strange that people even consider this to be an option, because over the last decade we have known about massive gold manipulation through the Gata.org people, and it's quite clear that there is absolutely no free or transparent market for gold. So we have absolutely no control over the amount of specie that is circulating in the market, and therefore it's impossible to suggest that its supply would be stable. In fact, the whole idea that bankers hate gold, which is currently quite a popular statement, is completely outrageous. The bankers came to power through gold. They used to lend out gold to sovereigns ever since at least the 16th century, but basically long before then, at interest, and they have been controlling the gold market and the flow of gold ever since then, and it's absolutely certain that they never relinquished the control of the world's gold supplies. The problem is, so the problem is gold is absolutely worthless as a means of exchange. It is interest bearing. The boom bust cycle will not be stopped, whereas we could have interest-free credit-based currencies with a stable supply. It's quite clear that gold is the hoax that will succeed the hoax that is fractional reserve banking that we have now, and that the money power, the people controlling the money supply, intend to create a new gold standard for all sorts of reasons. What we really need is interest-free credit-based currencies. We have now a banking system that creates all the money out of thin air, and this is not a crime. Yeah, well, it is a crime because they charge us with interest for it. But it is basically a good invention. It's good to know that such a crucial commodity as money would never have to be scarce, and that it would be able that we are able to create it at virtually no cost. The future is interest-free mortgages, so that we buy a house for $100,000, $100,000, and after 30 years we will have paid $100,000 and maybe $10,000 for costs, real costs, that the credit supplier, the mutual credit facility, the bank of the future, will have made to manage the loan. So let us not fall for the idea that gold is real money. It is not. You can buy some gold to save, to store wealth. That may be a reasonable proposition, although I'm not even too sure of that. But gold as currency is a total hoax, perpetrated by the same people that have perpetrated fractional reserve banking on us, and my advice is don't fall for it. Thank you.